Welcome to Success Behind Shadow. Oh my goodness. Have you been enjoying Success Behind Ida? Well, if you have, today I'm bringing to you Success Behind Ida Part 3. If you haven't checked the Part 1 and Part 2, you better go and check it because you don't want to miss it. This story is golden. I've been so blessed by the Part 2 and the Part 1. Just getting to know this woman that I know for so many years. It's such a blessing. And today we're going to talk about how she's not just a beauty queen, but she got brain. She's going to tell us more about it. You don't want to miss it. Stay with us. Oh my goodness, beauty with brain. You know what? I went for a competition in Nigeria. That's actually the slogan, beauty with brain. Those people will groom you to the queen that you're meant to be. Because most of the time people get it twisted that it's all about you being on stage. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's all about you being on stage, and they forget that there is hard work behind it.
There's a lot of it.
Oh my goodness. And I really want you to tell me the hard work, like what you have to put in. Because when I look at you, like, you were made for this. You don't have to do anything. Do you eat? Do you swallow cotton bud? How do you maintain?
Yeah, you know, so I would just want to throw one thing out there is that, you know, I am not like naturally a super duper skinny woman, you know, like the types that typically agencies are looking to actually either book or, you know, have in their magazines or whatever. And I'm not aspiring to be that either. Okay. I just want to be realistic with who I am.
Right.
I am a Black woman. I'm African woman. You know, I got thighs. I got some things. So, you know, I'm not aspiring to be that either, you know. So, but I think being healthy is important. Right. I've always been into health. And, you know, I'm maintaining my mental, emotional, you know, health. It just goes back again to that self-awareness that I was talking about. So maintaining for me definitely is working out, which I do 3 times a week. In the morning, 6 a.m. I have an accountability partner. Shout out to my friend Martha for this. She FaceTimes me when it's time to go. Sometimes I'm like, no, I don't want to do this. She's like, girl, get up right now and let's go. So that's always helpful. You know, I do try the best that I can to eat healthy. I'm African. I love Senegalese food so much. Like from the jollof to the yassa to the supakanye to the everything, you know?
Yeah.
So, but you maintain a balance, right? So if I have a week where I know that, you know, I've been eating reckless, and reckless means that, you know, African foods for the most part, because they can be pretty fattening. The next week, I transition to something healthier, whether it's, you know, more salads, whether it's like less carbs, more protein and stuff like that. So that's what the maintaining part is for me. But I don't look at myself and say, you know, hey, I need to, I don't know, lose 15 pounds. Like, I feel like those days are over in a way. And don't get me wrong, I was there before. This is at the beginning of my career where I was like aspiring to just like, I was like, yeah, I'm not, before a day before a shoot, I'm like, I'm not going to eat. I eat some crackers or whatever. Usually when you come on set, they actually have food for you. I'm like, yeah, I don't want my stomach to look bloated because I don't want. At this point, I'm like, I don't care. You get what you get. But I'm still going to be toned and healthy, right? But to actually stray me away from naturally who I'm not, I don't think is a part of me anymore. So when we say maintaining, that's pretty much what I do.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. I mean, I signed up for a gym that I never made it. Yeah. Okay.
Well, you know, I'm telling you, working out, listen, for me, I'm very realistic with myself. There's certain things that I know that I can do on my own. There are other things that I know that I need help with. And I think I got to the point where I was like, girl, you cannot do it all. Okay? Like, reach out to your friends, reach out to your network, and figure out who can help you through this process. And luckily, you know, Martha is the one who's just like, hey, girl, you know, I want to do this. And I'm like, let's do it. So we motivate each other, you know, every week.
I mean, and what you said, accountability partner.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
definitely.
that is big.
I need that.
You know what I mean? I mean, even if in our personal life, in our career, I think we all need an accountability partner.
Absolutely.
Though. Even with our finances, in our education,
Yeah.
we all need an accountability partner. That person that will push you, that will help you get things done.
Agreed.
You know what I mean?
Agreed.
It goes both ways. So
it goes both ways.
You look out for me.
I agree with you. Absolutely. And I think people have to get, especially like the, you know, the super independent women's and I can do it all by myself type of thing, and just got to get to the point where you're like, okay, you know, you're not God here. You know, you can't do everything by yourself, you know. And I think that's where I got to the point where I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm not going to. I was like, hey, girl, I need a workout partner. Just like, yeah, let's do it. And even like in other areas, you know, whether it's like mentally, emotionally, I rely on my friends a lot, you know, for advice and things of that nature. They genuinely know who I am, you know, like, but I think a lot of people don't know my true personality.
That's okay.
Crazy.
Right. And sometimes we can be lethargic about something.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Once in a while, you know, just being lazy and stuff like that.
Yeah, most definitely. No, for me, let me tell you, I have some days where, and I'm okay with that. I have some days where, like, I know that I need to be working on stuff. I procrastinate some days. But I have to allow myself to say, I can't work a whole 9 to 5, 9 to 6, 9 to 7. And then trying to transition into something else that I'm working on. And then now from 9 to like 10 p.m., I'm still working. And I'm just like, I need a day where, like, I need just some time off. Some days, there are days that I wake up and I'm just like, yeah, it's not it today. And I'm like, that's fine.
Right. I mean, it's very
and I'm like, it's okay. It's absolutely okay. Like, if God gives you another breath the next day,
yeah, you can pick it up from there. You
can
pick it up from there, definitely. You can pick. You talk about walking. I do want to ask you, you know, like what you do, but there's this question that when I look at your pictures, girl, listen, let's take a look at this picture. The pose in that picture. How did you get that pose? Did you do you do tutorial? Like you watch? How do you practice yourself to get that pose? I know you told me initially, like, you know, when you do your first shoot, it was natural and everything. But some of this pose that you do in these pictures, they gotta be some training.
No, I have never ever had any trainings. I've never had any trainings. I've never taken any classes on how to pose. You know, I've never got on like the social medias trying to figure out, do I do my neck here and my arm here? Like I mean, and I know it probably sounds crazy to a lot of people, but no, I've never had any classes, nothing. Everything that you see through my pictures is just off a vibe, you know, and I think it depends on the photographer that you work with, but from me and also what they're looking for, right? I'm an editorial girl and that's what I love, but I think, you know, my look is editorial, like high fashion. So they require some of those like extreme poses, which are uncomfortable. If it's uncomfortable, trust me, it looks good. Okay, that's the advice. If you want to say and you put a pose that's really uncomfortable, trust me, that's the picture. That's it right there. You know?
My goodness.
So yeah, no, I've never had any training at all.
That man, girl, you are blessed. You are so blessed, and you're talking about you know, when you talk about when I see your pictures and you talking about modeling and how much you love it, and I know you have a master's degree in human resource management. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yes.
I keep telling you, she's not just beautiful. She got brain. Mm-hmm. She got a master's degree, yo. For real.
Yes.
Because you know why I'm not surprised, but I'm amazed and I'm proud. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because apparently being a model, most model, like, we've been misrepresented. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And misrepresent pretty much from people that look at us and stuff like that. They look at us and they think that that's all we know how to do. Mm-hmm. Like, people that see me cook or eat my food don't believe that I can cook because I was in pageantry. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. When I'm ready to sign up for the military, people said I cannot survive because all I know how to do is wear heels and be on stage. You know you know where I'm coming from, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like that's all we know how to do. You know, just wearing clothes and rock the stage. And I believe that modeling is way beyond that.
Yes.
When people ask me that, for me, it's a platform. You know what I mean? Because your life can be a modeling career, not just wearing somebody's piece.
Yeah.
Please tell me. I need you. Educate me. Educate me, please. I know I have my take on it and everything, but yeah, when it comes to that, how did you manage it?
I, like I mentioned earlier, I'm a lifelong learner. You know, like for me, going to school and studying and writing papers, like that doesn't bother me, you know. And contrary to like many, you know, I know right now we're on this whole entrepreneurship wave, right? Everybody's like start your own business, and which is great. But you can also like go to school, you can also still have your 9 to 5, and you can still be the entrepreneur that you want to be, right? So for me, I don't limit myself to just one facet, right? Like I don't limit myself to just like, hey, I take pictures or I'm a fashion model and whatnot, right? I'm looking at myself as a whole and I'm saying, so what is it that I actually like, right? Deep down as an individual. I like to learn, you know? What is it that I like to do? I work right now as a human capital management professional and I love it. You know, like a lot of people are like, you know, either I hate my job or, you know, I'm just going to quit everything and invest 1,100% into being a fashion model. And I'm just like, for me, that decision has not come yet because I actually love genuinely like what I do, you know, on a day to day. So now I'm at the point where like I'm trying to merge both worlds because I don't want to leave either or. Right. So here I am, you know, working as a human capital management professional, and then here I am also as a fashion model. But it's like now, how do I merge both worlds? Which I have the idea on how to do, and I'm excited about that. Yes. And you know, in corporate, really anywhere that you work, part of advancing and keeping, you know, escalating, and if that's what you want to do, is that education piece really matters. You know, so I didn't just go to school because I wanted to be a better professional. I went to school because I also wanted to, you know. So it didn't really bother me, even though I would complain through it the entire time. Oh my gosh, I'm not right, bro. But I was like, I'll do it anyway. Right. Like end up with A's and a 4.0, and I'm just like, girl, you did it. Yeah, okay. So that's why I was actually working full time and doing that the entire time. You know, I was working in school. I was working full time. I was going to school and also like trying to, I guess, grow my brand in a way. And I do feel like maybe if I had invested 100% into modeling, maybe I would probably be like a little bit further along. But then again, I would miss out on something that I actually love. So it's just like, I don't know. It's all the process of finding yourself. Exactly. So I'm like, wow, you know, I still have, I guess, time and I don't have any children and things like that. How do I keep growing? Again, going back to that lifelong learner, right? I'm just like, I can do this, but I still want to try this. All right, well then how about this? So that's why I went back in, you know, got my master's in HR management. And after that, I said I would never go back to school because I'm like, I'm never doing it. Leave me alone. Don't come after me. Don't send me no letters in the mail. I'm not doing it. So now I am nearing the end of my second master's program.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. So I'm getting an MBA right now, which I'm really excited about. So, and I did say that I was never going back. And this is it, guys. I don't think I'm ever going back. Yeah.
Yeah, until you got your PhD.
I don't think I don't think I want to do that. I really don't. But I think, yeah, maybe this is it. But then again, like I'm a Gemini. I change my mind all the time. And sometimes I don't know what I want.
And that's okay.
I do know what I want. But again, for me, it's just like to keep evolving. And I think that's really important. So going back to that piece that you're talking about, yes. So people look at us sometimes and they're like, you know, just a model or just a beautiful woman or whatever. But I think showcasing or demonstrating that there's a lot more to you than that, I think is really, really important. And it takes every person to do that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That, oh my goodness, that is so beautiful. It takes everybody to do that.
Yeah, it does take everybody to do that. Because if you think about it, if everybody is demonstrating you know, just that one facet of being a model, which is just taking the pictures, then obviously that's what the world will have, right? But if people are saying, hey, I'm a fashion model, but, you know, either I'm educated, or I'm a fashion model, or I have a full-time job, or I'm a fashion model, whatever that addition is, it helps with that perspective.
And it's okay to have multiple careers.
Exactly.
As long as you can manage it.
Exactly.
You know,
as long as
you're
you
favorite.
Right. Exactly. So yeah, that's the whole thing.
So what next for Ida? I mean, what next, modeling wise, and as your career as a HR? And I know.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm going for double masters, girl.
Yes, I know.
High five. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. So what is next for me is that, like I was telling you earlier, that I got to the point where I'm like, okay, so what was really truly my purpose in modeling, right? Like, taking a picture is like really no longer fulfilling for me. It's figuring out how, in what ways maybe can I make an impact, like whatever, whether small, big, or whatnot. So I've thought about a strategy on how I can merge, you know, both worlds, because I don't want to miss out on either one. And what I want to do is, so for me, in my career, you know, in HR, I hire people, I recruit, like retention and stuff like that. On this side, I have a very strong interest in cultivating talent in like younger women. And by that, I mean, you know, helping them maybe through the fashion industry,
right?
But also going even beyond that, where I can, you know, open an agency, right, that looks for, I guess, the next phase, but it's just not going to be the next phase. It's going to be the next phase with something, right? And maybe creating different partnerships with, like, you know, local universities, or because you got to do something, right? Like, while you wait for that big gig, like, I need you to be doing something else, right? Whether it's, you know, getting an education, whether it's maybe having a job, whether it's because that may not be it for you. You know, you might not be the next Howard Banks. You might not be the next Naomi Campbell. You might not be the next, all these.
But you can be the next Ida.
Well, maybe, I don't know.
I mean, I feel like all the celebrity, they set those goals because they want people to exceed those goals. Exactly.
So
not necessarily be
like that.
Them,
but then again, when you like open the magazines and you see like the actual, but those are like the, the top.
Right.
We can
admire. Yes,
exactly.
We can admire, but don't question yourself and and doubt yourself that you cannot surpass what they have.
Exactly.
That the goal that they set, you cannot support. We see so many people break so many goals, right?
Exactly.
In life, so it's possible.
Exactly.
It's doable.
Absolutely doable. And one of the reasons why I want to do this also is because some of these agencies, they exploit these models.
Right.
When you sign to an agency, a lot of times you're a commodity, really. And I know some models who are signed to agencies that don't work for like 3 months or more. Because every agency that you're at, there is that one Naomi Campbell. There is that one, supermodel that, all the fashion brands always go to. Right. So if you have that, it's kind of hard for you coming into it, to kind of, you have to really like work your way up to like get noticed and stuff like that. But if you're a full-time model, that's really, really hard. Being signed to an agency where it's like, okay, when am I going to book my next gig? But I have bills to pay. I'm in LA. And so got to find other ways to like develop yourself as well. So, that's the idea that I kind of have about merging, both worlds. Because I work with talent here. But it's like, all right, let's make it work.
Right. And you know what? I'll definitely have you, when you launch your show, I would love to have you. And we're going to talk more about your show. But I think that this idea that you have you think about expanding it to Africa, Senegal, and partner with other African people?
Listen, I told you.
Because how our sister is being exploited out there.
I told you. But I remember at the beginning, I think, of our conversation, I did mention that, like, how I look at people over there, and they think that I'm crazy. They're like, why is this girl staring at me? I'm like, you're the next face. Like, that's exactly why I'm staring at you. You're the next face, So absolutely, that's actually my goal, to actually do it there.
Right.
Okay. Because, I'm biased in the sense that, I think Africa just has the most beautiful women in the continent. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm biased in that sense. So,
but you sure that's true.
So I think there's definitely an opportunity to take things to the next level there. And especially when we were talking about education earlier,
Right.
our young women, there are a lot of young girls who are deprived of that opportunity.
Yeah.
You know, so if you want to be a supermodel, you can be that. But, in the meantime, let's help you find that
Right.
niche, whatever else it is,
Right.
besides just being a model. So that's my goal.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you can be a model and still commit yourself
Absolutely.
and being educated. And I love the way you add value to yourself.
Yeah.
You empower yourself, because the way you carry yourself tells somebody how they should treat you.
Absolutely.
It tells a company how they should work with you.
Yeah.
And most of the time we miss that.
Yep.
We demand respect, but
we
when we don't respect ourselves.
Agree.
And it's gonna come from within.
Yeah.
We gotta respect ourselves and respect our surrounding, the people around us. And then that demand gonna come from nowhere.
Yeah.
You don't even have to ask for it.
Yep.
Because the way you carry yourself,
it's how people will treat you.
exactly. If you walk into
Yeah.
the room and you don't feel like you stand apart, people are not gonna pay attention to you.
Mm-hmm.
But when you walk into the room, you before you get into the room, you say, "I killed this. I'm looking fabulous," and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I do that when I wake up in the morning. I look at the mirror. I'm like, "How did I get so beautiful? God, I love you."
I actually have what do you call those cards? The affirmation cards?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I make a vision board. Well, not every year, but this year I did make a vision board. I attended like a virtual vision board party.
Right.
There are just so many like young black women just doing so many amazing things.
Tell me about it, because I want to join it. I have a vision board that we need to set up.
Oh my gosh. So actually, the app Clubhouse.
The Clubhouse, yeah.
Yes. So a lot of the people who I'm like networking with and stuff like that, that's where I met them from. But there's this one woman who, was having a vision board party. And I was like, all right, I'll attend. I went to the store, got my magazine, got my vision board or whatever. And that allowed me to kind of picture what it is that I wanted to really be, not just for 2021, but just like ongoing. So having the opportunity to put that together really helped. And one of the things that I also made were the affirmation cards, right? That we're talking about. So the same thing you do, I do for the most part. Like, I'm pretty consistent in that, you know, even on the days that I'm not feeling it, I'm still doing it. Again, it goes back to that self-awareness and that self-work, you know. It's called self-work for a reason, because there is work. It's not just like, hey, I'm whatever. It's just presenting yourself as you are, when in reality, it's like on the inside and out, not out and then in.
Oh my goodness.
So yes, I have those. I have about 15, and it's hilarious because sometimes I laugh because I'm like, oh my gosh, and you just like, you feel like, I don't know, like I'm like, this is weird, and I'm just like looking at the mirror. I'm like, girl, you popping? Then I just laugh just like that. What's up? And I'm like, that's good because it helps me start my day.
Yeah.
So
I normally say it's our decision.
Yeah.
How we want to feel a day. Sometimes we wake up, we're really not. Normally people say, I wake up on the left side.
Yes.
Right, and you
Some
wake
days
up.
you're just not feeling it.
Right, you're just not feeling it. But it's your decision that you're gonna say, you know what? I don't care what's gonna happen today. I'm not gonna give them that power to rob me from that joy and peace and this opportunity that God has given me to see a brand new day. Do you know what that means? For you to wake up and see a brand new day,
it's enough to be thankful for real. Because I mean,
period.
Yeah, God, He picks and chooses. So.
Oh my goodness. So, are you available? You did see that coming.
What?
You are so gorgeous. I bet.
I told you that nobody, let me tell y'all, nobody literally likes me. I'm telling you. Nobody calls me. Nobody sends me messages. Nobody checks in on me. Crazy, right? But it is what it is. Maybe God is just like, I mean, like,
I know somebody out there said, Aida, that's not you. You didn't pick up my calls. I texted you, you didn't reply. Girl, I sent you a bunch of messages on Instagram and Facebook. You did not reply. Somebody will be arguing with you right now. That's not true. You know how long I've been chasing that woman?
Maybe I will. I'm going to skip that question. Is that okay? I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna pass.
Okay. Well, maybe she's available. Maybe she's not. Let's just say maybe. How about that? But anyway, yeah, I'm just messing with her. But in the serious note, I mean, with everything that you, like I said, you're a full package. You know, if you're single, I'm telling you, whosoever God has appointed to be your partner, that man is gonna be your luckiest man on earth. No, I'm not kidding. You know what I mean? Listen, I have a slogan. It's what the Bible say. It said to know God is to love Him.
That's true.
And I said, to know me, you gotta love me. You gotta love me before you know me. Like you said, I change my mind on things and stuff like that. I have my own difficulties. I'm not perfect, but the Bible said I'm perfect through Christ.
Absolutely.
So I'm a God's perfection. But that doesn't mean that I don't make mistakes and I don't make mess.
Absolutely.
And that doesn't mean that, I don't do whatever normal people do. But we're trying to be better. You know what I mean? So we got to give people a chance. That's what I teach myself to do. I got to love you for me to understand you. And I use your strength to build you up. Not use your weakness, because now you try to say you control things and you're on time. You think that is a weakness, but it's actually a quality, a really great quality that so many people actually taking classes to have that quality, because you have discipline. And you,
yes,
yeah, I'm telling you, you got, I mean, that's discipline. And some people, it takes time for them to build that discipline, be more focused in the things that they want to achieve, and that brings me to this question, like, what success mean to you? Because, like, I always say that we all has been taught what success is as a child.
I mean, I think it's a very subjective question, obviously, because it depends on how you define success, right? Because success for you may mean something very different from me.
Exactly.
But I feel like anybody who's out there and you're living in your full purpose, you're successful.
And what is success for you?
That's exactly that.
You're living your full purpose.
Success for me is actually using, right, like that lifelong learning growth and life's experiences, and allowing that to lead you to what it is you are supposed to do on this earth. So to me, I think a lot of times people think success is money. Money is great, right? But you can still be happy without all the money. There are people out there that are super happy. I mean, we come from Africa.
Right.
So, it doesn't take, a lot to, be happy.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, again, using that lifelong growth and those experiences and allowing that, because they happen for a reason.
Yeah.
Allowing that to lead you to your actual purpose. And once you step into it and are living in it, yeah, you're successful.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we're all going to die. We don't want to think about it. We're on a mission. So
yes.
You step into it.
That is beautiful. Like you said, you hit nail on. What success means to you is totally different what success means to me.
Yeah.
Well, you hear it from the queen. So right now, we're about to play a game. So this game, I'm going to pick some random questions. We're going to shake the bottle. No cheating. I don't know the question. She don't know the question.
I don't.
And we're going to ask her this question and she's going to answer us. I know you're so curious. You want to know what the questions are. Just hold on.
This is exciting.
Yes. We're going to take a short break and we're going to come right back. All right. Welcome back to Success Beyond Shadow. I told you guys we're going to play the game, right? Aida going to pick a question from this jar. We're going to ask her the question and I can't wait what the answer is going to be. You ready? All right. Now we're going to shake the jar. All right. There you go.
All right. Wow. I hope these are... No.
Okay.
Okay. It says, what is your favorite car? I don't have a favorite car. I really don't. I'm not really into cars like that. But I know what looks nice when I see it. And I hear that there are these little electric cars out right now. So at some point, I'd like to test out some of those.
Oh. Okay. One question down, 2 to go. Yep. Yes.
All right. Here. If you were a man for a day, what would would you do first? So if you were a man for a day, what would you do first? Wow.
What, Ida?
What do guys do first?
What would you do for your man?
Man, chase after girls like you guys do all day.
So you just gonna chase after girls?
All day.
Oh my goodness. I don't know what I would do if I'm a man though.
I don't know, because it's like you don't get up thinking like a man. Like I don't know what they do. Like I don't know.
Alright, thought question going down.
Let's get up here. Alright, let's see here. Okay.
That looks like a lot.
If you could go back in time and give yourself advice, what would you say to yourself? Wow.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I think I would say to myself that everything would be okay. That's what I would do. That's what I say to myself. Everything will work out. Everything will be good.
Oh my goodness. Okay, now you got me emotional. That was beautiful. Well, that's the end of the game. And that answer all our questions. She is indeed beauty with a brain. So before we let Aida go, like, I would love you to talk to somebody out there, like a 12-year-old girl that is out there wherever in the world, that don't know what the future may be, whether they're going to be a model, whether they're going to be get the master's degree, and maybe an 18-year-old that don't feel like there is no hope. What would you say to somebody out there that is listening to your story, and how would you want them to receive your story?
Absolutely. The best advice I think that I would give is that, do the best that you can to invest in your interests. And by that, I mean that you may have aspirations to be a fashion model, but understand that, my philosophy is that God gives us all multiple different gifts. We're not just limited to one. So you, that young 12, 11, 13, 14-year-old who opens a magazine and, wants to be at that level, just understand and don't limit yourself to just that. Make sure that as you're growing through life, that you are investing in your other interests, whether you want to be a fashion model and be an artist, whether you want to be a fashion model and open a business, whatever that is, just don't limit yourself, because the sky's the limit for you.
That is so beautiful. Thank you so much, Aida, for sharing your story.
This is really exciting.
I know. What do we say to Aida? We love
Very
you,
exciting.
Aida.
Thank you guys so much. This is amazing. This really, really is. And I'm really, really proud of you. And I think I've told you this before. But of course, I'll tell you on the show. I'm proud of this girl here.
Thank you.
Pure black girl magic. And, I wish you nothing but the best. And I know you're going to do good things. Great things, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Not everybody have the courage to share their story.
Absolutely.
And for you to come up and say, I want to share my story.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you have many opportunities for you to be on interview and stuff like that. And you like, and the moment I called this girl, she was like, yes, let's do it. I was about to call you and tell you, Rami, I want to be on your show. I'm like, you have such a beautiful soul.
Thank
you so much.
Thank you guys. I hope this was amazing.
Yes,
it really was.
All right. Well, you heard Aida. I believe this is a learning lesson for all of us. Learn from her story. Pick up some really good advice that she has put out there for you and I. And again, she said the sky is your limit. You can go beyond the sky. All you have to do is just believe in yourself. Wow. This is Success Beyond Shadow. Come and let your story inspire others.